What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I'm here in Echo Park in front of the Angelus Temple, a beautiful, majestic monument to a time when Los Angeles was the king of spirituality, religion, and spectacle. In fact, during the go-go 20s and the Great Depression 30s, Los Angeles just might have been the religious capital of the world. Let's get into it. The story of Angelus Temple is really the story of Aimee Semple McPherson, a fiery Pentecostal preacher from Ontario, Canada, who made her way down to Los Angeles in 1918, regaling crowds first in barns, then auditoriums, with fiery sermons and faith healing, but eventually moving up to big productions resembling a Hollywood production. And at that point, she simply outgrew other venues and had to have a venue of her own. 1923, the doors first opened for Aimee Semple McPherson's monument to interdenominational evangelism. And what a monument it was. The largest church edifice of its kind in the United States at the time. It had 5,300 seats and the largest dome outside of Europe. McPherson chose Echo Park because of divine inspiration. She said she was praying for her ill daughter, who told her to buy a plot of land in the city and build this magnificent temple. Well, she was driving past Echo Park Lake one day, saw this plot of land, and said, "This is where God would have us build." But Los Angeles in the 1920s and 30s wasn't just about Angelus Temple. This was the ultimate religious melting pot. Waves of immigrants and migrants from the Dust Bowl and the Great Migration arrived craving spiritual comfort. LA boasted a wild religious marketplace. Black communities built grand churches like the First AME. Jewish families established Wilshire Boulevard Temple and Breed Street Shul. Catholic parishes and Mormon stakes multiplied. And across the city, everything from Zen Buddhist temples to New Age cults, self-styled prophets, and Hollywood occultists flourished. It was known as an ecclesiastical jungle, and Aimee Semple McPherson stood out, not just as a preacher, but as a civic phenomenon. She pioneered radio broadcasting of her sermons and put on pageants rivaling Broadway and operated massive relief programs, feeding thousands during the Great Depression. For several years, she was as influential as any Hollywood mogul and essentially ran LA as its most famous public figure. Wow. Now, unfortunately, McPherson's legacy was beset by controversy when she disappeared for several weeks after swimming, only to reappear with a story of kidnapping and torture, which critics believed was a hoax to cover a romantic tryst with a married employee. By that point, it was already clear that Los Angeles was in the throes of a religious revolution, with every faith and denomination represented somewhere in the city of Los Angeles. So the Angelus Temple is still an important monument in Los Angeles to this day. And it's a reminder that at one point, Los Angeles was the religious capital of the world. All right, LA, it's been a minute.